Hi Rajivji, Kamal from Mera Sangeet and a warm welcome to you on our show Chat and Chai.
Hi Kamalji, Pranam, how are you?
Very well, thank you Rajivji. How about you?
Very good.
So, sent in by our listeners here this week as well.
Okay.
But before that, I presume you want to share something of importance regarding the immigration reforms bill with our listeners?
Well, the latest news is that the president has been approached by various large employers, established corporations, as well as other businesses in the United States to take some action because Congress is not doing anything about legal immigration. So there are a couple of things that are in his mind that we have learned so far. One is that he can increase the number of green cards that are issued by making certain changes in the way they are counted and the way they are distributed. So on the legal immigration side, he might be able to increase the number of green cards without having to go to Congress. Okay. Second thing, of course, there is a regulation pending to provide work authorization to H4 holders. They might speed up that regulation and get that passed. We are expecting them to act after the Labor Day weekend, which is August 30th, somewhere in that the following weekend. So not this weekend, not coming Friday, but the one after this. So if they do act, we can see some really good results because the president can change a lot of things through his action. Somebody had tweeted to me this morning. They said, Rajiv, can the president increase the H1 quota? And I responded to them, no. The president cannot increase the quota. But what they can do is, for instance, right now, if 1,000 H1s are filed, out of them, maybe 700 are approved, 300 are denied or withdrawn, those 300 never get counted. So if he could put into place some method through which the denied or withdrawn H1s are put back into an open quota for the other people to take advantage of, kind of a waiting list for H1, that would be some help to people. Another thing they can do is they can make the interpretation of certain common grounds for H1 denial more relaxed because some of the standards that they have created are impossible to meet. Okay, so there are a lot of things they can do through policy changes without having to go to Congress. And we are hoping to see some good results out of this. So let's see what happens.
Sure, certainly, Rajivji. I'm sure now I think we can look up for certain more changes there, like you are saying. So, anyways, Rajivji, we move on to some queries sent in by listeners here. The first one, if I can take it up.
Yes, ma'am.
Says he's outlined his situation. He's got his H1B petition approved on 10 January 2008.
Actually, Kamalji, you are reading it the Indian way. American way is October 1st.
Okay, sorry.
Month before day.
So got the H1B petition approved on October 1,
Yes.
2008.
Yes.
And the H1B visa since
Feb 11.
Yeah.
It's the same email that I have open in front of me.
November 2nd, 2009.
Kamalji, this is the email you sent to me, right?
Yes, I just sent you the email. So I'm reading it right.
Okay, go ahead.
2nd of November 2009.
All right.
And then he's been staying in the United States since
April 11.
November 2009.
Right. April 11.
So priority date is
March 1st.
March 1st, 2011. GC filed in EB3 category. He says he got his I-140 approved on 23rd of December 2011. H1B extension is applied in July 2014, waiting for the result. He says as of now, with a big manufacturing industry, since July 2011 as contractor through employer-vendor client relationship. I'm now offered by client to take permanent position with them. If I will accept that, my employer will be charged from my current employer to this client.
Will
So
be
his query
changed. Will be changed.
will be changed.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Okay, yes, will be changed from my current employer. So the queries are number one, what's the risk with my USA stay by doing that, considering that my 6 year of stay here on H1B visa are soon going to be over?
There are two things you need to remember.
Mhm.
One, once your H1 is approved through
Right?
the end client, if they give you 2 years or 3 years, whatever they give you, even
Mm-hmm.
if the I-140 is revoked by the old employer, USCIS will not come back and take away what they have already given. So you'll have whatever time has been approved, you will keep that. Second thing,
Okay.
if
Mm-hmm.
your I-140 is not revoked, you can continue using the I-140, which has been approved through the first employer, to get
Okay.
and keep getting H1 extensions indefinitely for the second employer.
Okay. Okay. So I think that answers his second query, Rajivji, where he says, "Do I need to get my one I-140 approval again, or the previous one will
No,
continue
no,
with this
that's a
employer?"
different question, Kamalji. What he's
Okay.
asking is, in order
Uh-huh.
for me to continue my green card, do I have to get started again? And the answer is yes.
Okay.
You do have to get
Oh.
started again,
Uh-huh.
but it will carry the priority date of 2011. You inherit the
Okay.
priority date even if the old employer revokes the I-140. You will lose the
Mm-hmm.
right to get further H1 extensions if the I-140 is revoked. But then the second green card filing can become grounds for getting subsequent extensions. So you do have to start all over again, but you have certain benefits that should carry you through without any problem.
Okay. Uh, Another question he sent in is, if I need to get I-140 approval again, then what are my chances for that?
Now that has nothing to, that question is inapplicable. He's got to start all over again.
Okay. So the final question is, as of now, I've got almost 17 years of IT experience. That is his field. With 3 years of graduate degree BA, he says that's Bachelor of Arts, with 2 years of diploma in software engineering from NIIT. The question is, am I eligible for EB2?
EB2 is only available if your degree and diploma combined equals a US bachelor's degree, a 4 year bachelor's degree. This should be
Okay.
evaluated according to ACRAO EDGE standards.
Mm-hmm.
It cannot be answered without a proper evaluation. Um, you also have the option of doing a master's degree in the US. You can do it online if necessary and apply for an
Oh,
EB2. So these are some of the things that your lawyers can evaluate for you. The degree and the diploma should be evaluated. I cannot tell you whether or not you would qualify for EB2.
okay. The finally he says, do I need to change my employer, remain with the same until I get EAD?
Um, do I need to change my employer or remain with the same until I will get EAD? I'm not sure I understand that question because we have already outlined the way you can go on to the next employer. So you don't really have to remain with the same employer.
Okay. Anyways, in case he has any further queries, he can certainly write in again to
Yeah,
us.
we have a community conference call scheduled at 12:30 today in 2 hours. He can log in there.
All right. Okay. Okay. So Rajivji, now we move on to another query here sent in by a listener. Um he says he applied for a change of status while he was in the United States but got it denied. So he had to leave the country. And he says, with my I-94 already expired, some people say my visa is voided, but is there a possibility that I can check it? And how do I come back to the United States again?
Um, Kawalji, I kind of understood the question. There are not enough details here, but let me just point out to everyone who's listening. There is a provision in the law that says if you have been out of status in the United States for even 1 day,
Uh-huh.
by operation of law, nobody has to come in and do something special. Because of operation of law, your visa is deemed to be automatically cancelled. Okay, let me give you an
Right.
example. So let's say I have a tourist visa for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
When I land at the US airport, they give me 6 months stay, but I end up staying 6 months and 1 day. Can I then use that tourist visa even though it looks valid? And the answer is technically no. If they find out, if the CBP finds out, or the consulate finds out, or the USCIS finds out that you are out of status for even 1 day, they can consider that visa to have been revoked.
Okay.
So this happens by operation of law. Fortunately or unfortunately, the government itself does not know its own laws sometimes. Many of the CBP officers, consulate officers, and USCIS officers are unaware of this law. They might let it slide, but you should always proceed with caution and assume the worst case scenario. If I were you, I would apply for a new visa.
Yeah. So that's why he says the moment he ran out of status, he went out of the United States and he's back home in India. He says, like, now to re-enter, what does he have to do?
New visa. Because one of the part of his question was that if I'm out of status, my visa is cancelled, and the answer is yes, it is cancelled, but it's not cancelled like somebody has drawn a line through it. It's an invisible line that the law draws through the visa.
All right. Finally, a question here from a student who's been studying here for the last 4 years, and he's almost completing his graduation. And he says he wants to continue further here. So, what does he have to do to, be here in the United States? Should he study further, or should he look for a job?
Most people, when they finish a course of study, if they are eligible, they go for OPT, optional practical training, which is given for 12 months. And then if they are in a STEM field, which is science, technology, engineering, mathematics, they can get another 17-month extension. In the meantime, they apply to get H1. So that's the typical progression for most people.
All right. So, Rajivji, these were the queries sent in by our listeners here this week.
Very good, Kamalji. Anything else?
That's about it. Just wanted to know, when is the conference call today scheduled? At 12:30, you said?
At 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. The details are on our website. I will also tell you, dial 202-800-8394. That's 202-800-8394. We do it every other Thursday, 12:30 p.m. to 1:30, sometimes longer, depending upon how many people call in. And we do it every other Thursday, like I said. Also, you can Skype or you can use your regular phone.
All right. Okay. That's wonderful, Rajivji. And great talking to you. And thanks once again for your time and for being a part of our show, Chat and Chat today.
Always a pleasure. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Rajivji. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
You too.